Come in.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? Dalton Kid with 3M.
What is it?
Dalton Kid.
Dalton.
Do you mind if thank you?
Sure.
So I know we agreed on 15 minutes. Is that still all right?
That works all right.
Awesome. So before we get started, do you mind telling me a little bit about yourself? What got you into design engineering?
I gotta ask, where's Chuck?
Chuck, he is not here at the moment. We just wanted to bring on, just see if it would be a right fit for you. You know, see if we could really explore your options.
Yeah. Yeah, he knew quite a bit.
Okay, is that a concern for you?
Well, he knows a lot. I feel very confident.
Okay.
With Chuck.
Okay, of course. Is it a concern that it's just me at this moment?
I wouldn't say it's a concern, but definitely let you know the background in regards to Chuck, because again, I feel very confident.
Okay, yeah, of course. Well, I would like to assure you that I have been with 3M for a good bit of time right now, since now. I've been with them 18 months. We're extensively training our products.
Okay.
Does that clarify a little bit for you?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So before we get started, do you mind telling me a little bit about yourself? What got you interested in design engineering?
I mean, that's a long story. we only have so much time. I'll say it like this: I like to build stuff. Even as a kid, I used to build, model cars.
Okay.
Model boats, Legos, of course, kind of spawns the creative juices. Right?
Okay, cool.
And so I think what I do now is like a bigger version of some of the childhood things that I did when I was a kid.
Okay, cool, interesting. It's funny. When I first went into college, I was actually wanting to go into engineering.
Sure.
My brother-in-law actually went to Florida State as well, and he was very instrumental in my life and helping guiding me. It's actually him right here on the Ducati. He's a great guy. He was actually a double major, and I got here and I wanted to be just like him, and then I realized that my math skills were not the best. So unfortunately, I didn't go that route, but I did realize that my other analytical skills were not too bad. And I realized that I really like helping people, and I hope that I can sort of be the conduit today and really between your company and 3M and see if we can really help you guys out, explore your options. Does that sound good to you guys?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So before we get started, I brought, just to give you an idea how long today is going to go, I brought along 2 blueprints. Casey Mitchell gave me your guys' blueprint with your washing machine, just to kind of give me an idea. But with today, this is my blueprint, okay? So this is good. I've got 2 circles right here. They're going to act as a funnel, right? So we're going to put all of, your concerns with your current process right on the outside. And then in the middle, we're going to put your goals. And it's just going to act as a funnel. Just bringing you everything outside, it's just going to bring you to the inside. Does that sound cool?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So before we get started, do you mind telling me the decision process that you guys usually have if you were to like the product? Is there anybody else that we would need to meet with?
Sure. I mean, I'm just, I just work here. I'm an engineer. The production manager is Alex.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And
so Alex is the person to really make that decision.
Okay, cool. And how long does it usually take? You guys are obviously no stranger to technology. Your company is no stranger. You guys move with the times. You guys are very good about that.
I appreciate that.
And so what is the time frame that your company usually likes?
I wouldn't say there's a usual. I think it all depends on the nature and the scope of the project. I know you're looking for some type of guide of some sort, but it all depends on what the project is and how, I would say how important it is to really get a product, produced and out the door. But Alex is the person to talk to in terms of time frames and all that.
Okay, awesome. So, do you mind walking me through your general design process?
Sure. It's a function of really understanding the marketplace based on whatever demand is we're trying to meet right now. What we do, we do what they call ideation. You're familiar with ideation, which is really a form of brainstorming.
Okay.
And then we sort through the different ideas and start, people like me, the engineers, trying to see how realistic those things are.
Okay.
How we can start coming up with designs to follow through with some of the ideas that were put out there.
Okay, and what are one of those ideas that you guys are coming up with?
So right now, I think a big focus for us right now is cutting down labor costs. So we're trying to figure out ways to change the design so we don't need as many pieces welded to each other, so we can cut down the labor costs. If that be by machine, if that be by man, it doesn't really matter, but we're trying to find ways to do that.
Okay.
So our pieces are more, what they call it, unibody.
Okay.
In other words, they don't need a number of other parts to make one part.
Okay, so it's just mainly together so far, and you just have to bring it to things. So when you're running into that, what if you guys weren't able to bond those together? What would it? How would it affect your company if it were to continue?
So that goes back to the labor cost piece that I talked about. We would continuously have to have components be put together on one mainframe.
Okay.
So what we're trying to do is just get away from that. No different than how cars have changed over the years. Cars used to be on a rail or a frame, and then the car kind of went on top of it as a foundation.
Okay.
Now cars are made in more with unibody construction. When you see a car without the fenders on it, it's all one big piece.
Okay.
Right. So that definitely is cut down on labor costs. We're trying to do the same with the way we manufacture.
Okay, cool. And when it comes to market trends, are you guys seeing anything particular that you guys are trying to move forward to that you're putting on to?
Yeah, so we're seeing more technology, more AI and automation. One of the ideas that I came up with was trying to strap a Echo Dot onto the machine and just tell it functionality you want it to perform.
Okay.
And so that's the way we're going in terms of trends and technology. Is less buttons, more automation, even more intuitive. When you put clothes in it, I'm thinking long term, put clothes in it, it knows automatically how to wash what settings, and it just does it.
Okay, and when you're bringing those pieces on, are you running into any dilemmas?
Sure. An example would be Echo Dot, right? How do you strap an Echo Dot onto a machine without the potential of breaking because it's not in the machine?
Okay.
Those types of things.
Okay, so your company's having a little bit of trouble trying to, I guess, bring those two things together without damaging either device?
Sure.
Okay. Alrighty. And you personally, what is the thing that you were trying to do to the machine that you know will work, that you really are having troubles with?
I think current production trouble right now is the bolting, like the fascia of the machine and having it being bolted on, where some of the componentry is made of plastic. So you add metal and plastic, sometimes that's a mix, or it's a mixed match, because you bolt down too tight, then you have cracked plastic. So we have about a 5% reject rate right now as it relates to bolting items to plastic. In other words, 5% of the time there's a failure within the plastic.
Okay, and how does that affect your company with that 5% reject rate?
That's a waste. It's waste.
Do you have an idea of how much that costs your company?
I wish. Alex could probably tell you better than me in terms of what that nets in terms of losses.
Okay. Alrighty. Alright, and are you having any failures due to vibrations or anything with the current product?
Not that I can say.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just making sure we're rolling everything out, just making sure we're getting everything good. So, and customer feedback that you're hearing, what is the big thing that you are hearing from them?
In regards to what?
Just improvements, I guess you could say. Really, what the customers are wanting from the product, from you guys, from your company for the product.
Yeah, again, that's probably a sales manager's situation. Again, I'm an engineer, to keep things in perspective.
Right.
My job is on the back end, so I'm kind of sandwiched between the people out in the market and the ones making the decision. I'm an executor of tasks.
Okay, so I guess to word it differently, what are they telling you that they want to see? That we went over what you were trying to do. What are they telling you that they want to see, and what are the issues that you're having with that?
Right now, it's all about what I just told you. Have a 5% reject rate, trying to figure out a product or a non-mixed match product where metal and plastic can coexist.
Okay.
And even with the metal right now, we're having an issue with the metal and the holes, or the bolts and the holes. Sometimes there's a misalignment.
Okay.
So trying to find ways, do we need to continue to use bolts? Do we adopt plastic or some type of fastening system? Or again, do we just master the whole unibody piece so we don't need any fastening of any type?
Okay, cool. All right. So if I could show you a product that would help with any of those dilemmas that you guys are running into, would you say that that's something you would be interested
Sure,
in
that's why you're
moving
here.
forward on?
That's why you're here.
Cool.
Sure.
All right. So just to show you, you talked about how you're having an issue with bonding the dissimilar materials. So right here I have plastic and I have metal. And I'm here to tell you about the 3M BHP tape.
Sure.
So do you mind just peeling that off and sticking it to it?
Sure.
So we can kind of get an idea of how the dissimilar materials work.
Okay. This is slide.
And then just stick it on there.
Okay.
Just press it together.
Mhm.
Just give it a good push.
Sure.
And then do you mind trying to pull it apart?
That's firm.
Firm, right?
Yeah. That's firm.
So does that kind of show how it could help in the terms of dissimilar materials such
Sure.
as bonding the echo or bonding metal and plastic for you guys?
Right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's very firm.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So I'm gonna pull this right here. And in terms of labor, actually going back to this, you saw how quick that took you, right?
Right.
So when we're going back to this, it took you, what, 10 seconds to do?
Sure.
That shows how quick it is. Do you know how long it takes for your your current process?
Not longer than that.
A lot longer
Yeah.
than that? So do you think that this is something that could also help with the labor throughput to help speed up the process so your company can get more done in a shorter amount of time?
Sure. If we were able to retro that technology into what we do.
Okay, cool. Alright, and you mentioned how you were having issues with alignment, the bolts and whatnot.
Right.
So I just kind of brought along something to help show you, to help illustrate. So right here we've got we've got screws and bolts, and then right here we've got welding. Obviously you can see which is which.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned that you were having issues with them being aligned and not having to reset your process, correct? And do you see right here, this is the tape side. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we went over how we put it together, and you didn't really need much alignment other than to know where it went, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that in the sense of just putting something together, not having to worry about the screw alignment,
Sure.
and which you can see right here, do you think that's something that could help you?
You said this is the tape side here?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it seems very sturdy.
Right. So when it
Yeah,
comes
these are
to
rivets. These aren't screws. These are rivets.
excuse me.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So with everything that I've shown you, do you think that these are all things that could help improve the labor, improve issues that you have with alignment, all of the issues that come arise with those, as well as the dissimilar materials that you guys are having trouble
Right.
with? Do you think that 3M BHB tape is something that would interest you guys and could possibly help you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is your solution based on what we're talking about.
Yes.
I was also interested. I think your competitor's name is Bo.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Which one is it?
Boa and
Bo.
Bo.
I was coming to understand that you guys are definitely a player in this space, but I was looking to see get some information and options from them as well. Can you speak to what you know about what they offer related to this?
So I don't like to get into other companies because I really don't want to badmouth anybody. I think
Sure.
that's very unprofessional. I think they're great companies. Have you ever used them before?
No, that's what I'm asking you.
Okay, cool. So just to kind of give you an idea about 3M BHP tape, you're familiar with Disney, right?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So do you know what the Disney Concert Hall is in California?
No.
Okay. So this is just a picture of the building, just
Sure.
to kind of give you an idea. So the architects of that, the architects that Disney enlisted, pretty big company, they chose to go with 3M BHP tape for this entire building,
Mm-hmm.
right? They took the benefits of 3M BHP tape over screws, rivets, welding, whatever. And I actually have a testimonial right here that I'll go ahead and leave with you
Okay.
when I leave for you to look over.
Mm-hmm.
They chose 3M BHP tape over anything else out there.
Mm-hmm.
Does that kind of clarify that for you?
No, because we didn't really talk about Bo at all. We just talked about Disney and the building. I'm looking to just understand what can you tell me about the organization at all in terms of how they ranked against you, why we would go with you versus them? Do you know any of that information?
Unfortunately, I personally don't know what it is. Heads up.
Man, that was really fast.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Maybe not for you. That probably took like
Yeah.
45 minutes.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.